If we want to register under this MSME Act, okay, so we should get registered under Udyam registration portal. Annual turnover is less than 10 crore, and in the same way initial investment is 2.5 crore, then that kind of the organization, okay, is eligible to register under MSME portal. So whatever the investment and the turnover data that you are going to upload in this portal, based on that data it is going to classify you. And also it is going to prioritize the people one who had registered under this portal, that is regarding the tenders of the government. Hello everyone, a warm welcome to one and all. I am Mr. Hemant Kumar from the Department of Commerce and Management, Vidhyaashram First Grade College, MYSURU, the Temple of Excellence. In today's session, we are going with the subject Entrepreneurship and Startup Ecosystem, that is for third semester BBA students. In today's session, we are going with the topic called MSME Act. It's about Micro, Small and Medium Enterprise Act. So here we are going to study in depth about this act, how exactly this act had introduced, and in the same way which are all the features of this act, what are all the benefits of this act, and how exactly this act is going to benefit the enterprise, that is a micro, small and medium enterprise. Introduction. Micro, small and medium enterprises, so as I said, occupy an important place in both developed and developing countries of the world. Okay, so it plays a vital role when it comes in terms of developed country or developing country. Here we get to know what exactly the MSME. Okay, see, MSME is a official portal of a government of India, where if any kind of a enterprise, whether it is a micro enterprise, whether it is a small enterprise, whether it is a medium enterprise, okay, get registered under that portal. Okay, so those enterprise will be having a special benefit from the end of the government of India. Okay, so which are all the benefits that companies or the enterprise can enjoy from the end of the government? It may be the loan facility, it may be the subsidy, or it may be the extra benefits regarding the taxation. Okay, so all the kinds of the benefits is being given by the government of India, but those enterprise must register under this portal. So what exactly the portal is, what is the process of registration of MSME portal? So I will let you know in the further slides. They are helping achieving the important goals of economy. So this act help the industries, the organizations, the systems to reach out to the goals, that is predetermined economic goals of a country. See what happens. So this economy, economic condition, economic status matters a lot when it comes in terms of any kind of countries, whether it is developed country, underdeveloped country or developing country, right? So it is going to benefit for the economy because it is going to benefit the industrialization, whether it is a product sector, whether it is a service sector. Okay, so indirectly it is going to benefit the economic generation of the country. Poverty alleviation, economic growth, employment creation. See what happens when it comes in terms of poverty alleviation. Okay, so we can notice when it comes in terms of developing country or underdeveloped country, so poverty is the main problem. Okay, so this act is going to benefit for the people. Okay, so for their contribution towards entrepreneurship. Okay, so it is going to provide a loan facility, it is going to provide a loan with subsidy, it is going to provide a number of facilities to the entrepreneurs, and economic growth. See what happens. So if they support the MSME, that is micro, small and medium scale industries, okay, see what happens, it will beneficial for the growth of economy of our country. And employment creation. So employment is one of the problem of a developing and developed nation. Okay, so employment creation and reduction in income and gender inequality. Here according to this act there should be no gender equality, so both a male or female will be treated equally. And also there is a special provision for the migration of people from rural to urban area according to this act. Evolution of MSME policy in India. See what happens. So MSME had started, the resolution had started in the year 1990s, but it had implemented, okay, so on 2007. Okay, so this had amended on 2006, but it had implemented on 2007. So we call that MSME Act as MSME Act 2006. Okay, so it had enhanced in the year 2006, but it had implemented, came to existence in the year 2007. Okay, so we call MSME Act as MSME Act 2006. Key developments include 2025 redefinition of MSME by investment and turnover. So it had again the amendment had passed in 2025 1st April 2025. The MSME Act has get updated by two factors. One is regarding the investment and one is regarding the turnover. Based on the investment on the companies and also based on turnover of the companies, they are going to classify the companies as micro, small and medium enterprises. The Udyam registration portal for simplified registration and employee measures like the employee credit line guarantee scheme during the COVID-19 pandemic. Okay, see what happens if any of the organization should get registered under MSME Act 2006. Okay, that organization should get registered under Udyam registration portal. Okay, so in the further slides that we keep learning about how exactly we are supposed to visit the website. Okay, so what exactly the formalities is, which are all the documents that we need to upload, which are all the things that we are supposed to go with. Okay, so here if we want to register under this MSME Act, okay, so we should get registered under Udyam registration portal. Here, see what happens is the same kind of a question being asked by most of the students, that is whether for a small, medium or micro industries, this MSME registration is mandatory. Okay, so MSME portal registration or Udyam portal registration is not mandatory for all the kinds of the micro, small and medium enterprises. It is not mandatory. But if that enterprise should get the benefit from the end of the government of India. Okay, so whether it is a financial benefit, whether it is a taxation benefit, or whether it is a subsidy of finance benefit, or all the kinds of benefits. Okay, so if that organization want the benefit from the end of the government of India, okay, that organization should register under this MSME portal. Moving forward, evolution of MSME portal. In India, the definition and the classification of the micro, small and the medium enterprises, that is MSME, were revised in the Union Budget 2025 and also been implemented on 1st April 2025. It is a revised version of 2006. Means it is been revised in 2025. What are the difference between the criteria, that is 2006 and 2025? The new criteria are based on the composite evaluation of both investment, plant and machinery equipment. Okay, so it totally depends upon the what kind of the industry that they are going to establish, what kind of investment that they people have, what kind of a budget that they people have, and annual turnover. So there are two criteria to measure whether it is a small scale industry, whether it is a medium scale or the large scale industry. Okay, so based on that criteria that they are going to measure to which category these industries belong to, regardless of whether the enterprise is in the manufacturing or service sector. Means I mean to say this is applicable for all the kinds of industry, whether it is a product sector, whether it is a service sector. The latest amendments significantly increase the monetary threshold to allow more business to fall under the MSME category. Okay, so this threshold made the greater impact when it comes in terms of a business organization to register under this portal, because any kind of an entrepreneur, okay, so who want to take a benefit from the end of the government or who are in need, okay, so this portal is beneficial for that kind of enterprises. Continue to receive government benefits as they grow. Okay, so what happens, it keep taking the benefit that is being given by the government of India. Again, as I said, there is a criteria. They are going to classify based on two criteria. One is a investment in plant and machinery or equipment. Okay, so what is the total initial investment that the people or the entrepreneur they are going to invest towards the business, and their annual turnover? What are the turnover? What is the actual turnover that is made by the entrepreneurs per annum? Okay, so based on two criteria that they are going to classify. So as I say, Msme Act. Okay, so when it comes in terms of a micro enterprise, okay, so the micro enterprise does not exceed the limit, okay, so of 2.5 crore of the initial investment. Initially that they are going to invest on the plant and machinery or other equipments, okay, it should not more than 2.5 crores. Okay, so if it is less than 2.5 crore, we consider that industry as a micro enterprise or micro industry. And in the same way, the annual turnover should not exceed 10 crore. Okay, so it should be less than 10 crore. Annual turnover is less than 10 crore, and in the same way, initial investment is 2.5 crore. Then that kind of the organization, okay, is eligible to register under MSME portal. Okay, so as a micro enterprise. And second one is a small enterprise, which is bigger than the micro enterprise. Okay, so the criteria is the initial investment of 25 crore on the plant and machinery and equipment. So it should not exceed 25 crore of investment. It should be less than 25 crore of investment, and the annual turnover should not cross 100 crore. Okay, so the annual turnover of a small enterprise, okay, should not reach 100 crore or should not cross 100 crore rupees. Okay, so if it meet this criteria, okay, so that company is eligible to register under MSME portal, that is Udyam registration portal. Medium enterprise, when it come in terms of medium enterprise, okay, so it is big when it come in terms of micro or small industries. Okay, so the initial investment is 125 crore. Okay, so it should not exceed 125 crore. If it exceed 125 crore, it cannot be registered under this Udyam portal. Okay, and in the same way, the annual turnover should not exceed 500 crore for this kind of a organization. If it meets both the criteria, okay, so it can be registered under Udyam portal as a medium enterprise. Okay, so this is the actual way how we are going to classify the organization, industries, product based company, whether it is a service based company. Okay, so in this categories. Moving forward, salient features of this act. Okay, so these are the characteristics of MSME Act. Udyam registration. See, this Udyam registration is mandatory if the organization want to take the benefit from the end of the government. If the organization is not being registered under the government, okay, so the facility is being not facilitated from the government of India. The registration process is single, paperless and free of cost. Okay, system based on the self declaration. Okay, see what happens, it is a very easy registration process, that is Udyam process. Okay, so within a few steps we can complete the registration towards the Udyam, and in the same way it is online process, means it is a paperless work and it is a single work, means it is a very small process which can be easily completed within few minutes. Unique identity. Okay, so after registering in the Udyam portal, there is a unique identity proof or a number will be given by the government of India, that is MSME number. Dynamic and updatable. Okay, so whatever the information, okay, that is given in the portal, that will be dynamic, which keep on changing from one time to another time, generation to generation, trend to trend. Okay, so we can easily update the information, whatever the thing that we had given to the portal, that is Udyam portal. Okay, it can be easily updated and also it can be dynamic. Because when it comes in terms of organization, okay, the sales does not remains constant, it varies from one year to another year, and in the same way as per that sales we can update in the portal. Second feature is enhanced ease of doing business. Okay, so it is a enhanced ease of doing business because it is going to give the opportunity for the investment, it is giving the opportunity to earn money, it is giving the opportunity for our economic development. Okay, so simplified procedures. Okay, so the registration process or the procedure, it is a simplified procedure, very easy. Okay, so within few steps, free of cost, we can register. Holistic assessment. Okay, so this approach is also known as a holistic approach. Future proofing. Okay, so it is going to say about tomorrow, means what we are going to do tomorrow. Financial support and incentives. Okay, so a special kind of a financial support is being supported by Government of India, and also special kind of incentives is being given by the end of the government, that is like a subsidy of loans. Wider eligibility. So there is a criteria under the portal for the eligibility under this portal, and priority lending. Okay, the one who had registered under this portal will be prioritized when it comes in terms of lending a loan in national banks. Equity infusion. Okay, so this companies, okay, there is MSME portal, means the companies which is been registered under a MSME portal have a benefit of equity infusion. Boost the exports and procurement. Okay, so it is also going to boost the export and procurement of our country. Say what happens, so what leads for the economic development of our nation? Okay, so if we export a maximum amount of a commodities or a goods or a services from our country to foreign country, it leads for the economic generation to our country, which leads for the economic growth of our country or the economic development. Okay, so it leads for the economic development to export the goods and services from our country to another country. Exclusion of export turnover. So there are certain exclusions that is been amended by the Act regarding the turnover, that is regarding the export and import. Public procurement policy. Okay, so this public procurement policy has been made and amended by the state government as per their convenience. Protection against the delayed payments. Say what happens, according to this portal, if there is any kind of a person, okay, who make a delay in the payment, will be penalized. Okay, so that it is going to make sure that all the payments are going to happen on time. This portal has been broadly focused on all the kinds of the organization for the economic development of our nation. Integration of sectors. Okay, so it focus on integration of sector. As I said, it is focused on all the kinds of sector, whether it is a product sector, whether it is a service sector. Support for rural industries. So more than 60% of India is a rural area, means rural area or the villages are the backbone of our country. In the same way, it mainly focus on the rural development, that is for the rural industries, because the majority of the population we can notice in the rural area. Dispute resolution. It is also going to resolve the dispute that may happen in the future. Udyam registration process and the benefit. So as I explained, so it is a very small few step process which can easily be registered by anybody. Okay, so it is free of cost. There is no charges that is being charged by the government. Udyam registration is a free paperless and the online process on the Udyam registration portal that provides official recognition from micro, small and medium enterprises. So see, it is a official recognition of the industry. So based on their annual turnover, based on their initial capital, that is investment in our country, that is India. But before this act been amended in our country, that is in 2006, okay, so it had been amended in most of the countries, in most of the foreign countries, but India was not following. Okay, so during that period, okay, so for the economic development, the government of India had amended this act, allowing access to benefits like priority sector, lending, government tenders and also subsidies. Okay, so it also benefit for the lending for the government tender for the profitability. The process involve visiting the portal, verifying the Aadhaar and PAN details, providing the business information, submitting the application, receive unique Udyam registration certificate with QR code. So this is the actual process which is going to happen. So step by step that I am going to explain you here. Okay, so Udyam registration process. So what exactly the process is? Visit the portal. So there is the official website of the Udyam portal. Okay, so if you go through the Google, okay, so we are supposed to visit the Udyam registration portal. If you type Udyam registration portal, okay, so it is going to show the official website. You just go through the official website, visit the portal, go to the official Udyam registration portal. Okay, so there is an official Udyam registration portal. We visit the portal, initiate new registration. Okay, so there is a link. Okay, so click on for new enterprises not registered as MSME option. Okay, so if a company is already been registered, that cannot be re-registered. Okay, so the one company which is not been registered can be registered under this portal. Okay, so what happens? So click on the new enterprises. Okay, so if you click on new enterprises, the organization which is not been registered, okay, so it is going for the landing page. Enter other details. Okay, so input the other details in the portal. Okay, so for the confirmation, it is going to send the OTP for your registered mobile number. Okay, so other verification is mandatory when it comes in terms of Udyam portal. After entering the OTP, it is going for the next page, that is provide PAN and business details. Okay, so PAN card number, that is business PAN card number, is mandatory when it comes in terms of this MSME registration. Enter your PAN number and other business information such as name, address, type and enterprises, manufacturing or service sector. Means what kind of the business that has been conducted in this organization, whether it is a product sector or a service sector, or and also the bank details and the investment and the turnover figures. Okay, so what exactly the investment is, what exactly the turnover is. Here what happens, so whatever the investment and the turnover data that you are going to upload in this portal, based on that data it is going to classify you. Submit application. Okay, so after completion of this all criteria, firstly visit the website. So initiate the new registration. Okay, new registration link. Enter other details. Okay, after the other details, generation of OTP. Okay, after generation of OTP to your registered mobile number, you are going to enter the PAN card number with complete details of the organization, the location of the organization, address of the organization, bank details of the organization, total turnover of organization, total investment of the organization with investor details. Submit application. Review all the details and submit the application online. So as I said, it is a online process, cannot happen through offline. Okay, so before you submit the application, you review all the complete details that is been fed by you people. Receive certificate. After, as soon as you feed the complete details to the portal, okay, so within a few minutes or within few hours, okay, the certificate get generated with UAN number, that is registration number of MSME portal. Benefits of Udyam registration. So what are all the benefits that can be enjoyed by the companies which is been registered under the Udyam portal? Formal recognition. So before they register under this portal, there is no formal recognition, whether it is a micro industry, whether it is a small industry, whether it is a medium industry. Okay, so there is no formal recognition from the end of the government, but it is going to make sure that it is going to formally recognize as a micro, middle or the small scale industries. Access to benefit. So it is going to give the access towards the benefit. There are number of benefit that is being enjoyed by the organization, whether it is a loan facility, whether it is a subsidy facility, whether it is a facility regarding the special taxation, government tenders. And also it is going to prioritize the people one who had registered under this portal, that is regarding the tenders of the government. Okay, so most of the times the government is going to give the tender for the enterprises, okay, to start up the new organization or to establish a new organization in a new location. Okay, so or old organization in a new location. Okay, so this organization which is being registered under MSME portal will be prioritized when it comes in terms of government tenders. It is a simplified process. It is just a few step process for the registration. It is a simplified process. No renewal needed. Okay, so here what happens, after feeding all the details, we no need to renew after 1 year. Okay, say for example, the license of any kind of the enterprise of the organization, okay, should get always renewed. Okay, so this registration portal cannot be renewed. Okay, it will be one and the same, but this details can be updated. Say for example, so regarding the investment and the turnover should be keep updating from one time to another time for the special benefit that is being given by the government. Integrated systems. Okay, so here we can notice the contribution from the integrated systems and networking from the end of the system. Unique identification. Okay, so after the company get registered under this Udyam portal, okay, so what happens, there is a unique identification number that has been generated from the end of a government of India. Penalty for misrepresentation. Okay, so this penalty will be penalized if there is any kind of the misrepresentation that is been happen. Okay, so by the end of the enterprises. Priority sector lending and collateral free loans. Okay, so here the enterprise which is been registered under MSME portal, okay, so will be having a benefit of a collateral free loan. Okay, so if we visit a bank asking for a loan, okay, so it is going to ask for surety. It may ask for any kind of a pledge. Okay, it may be a documents, or it may be a property, or any kind of a physical asset, whether it is a mortgage or any kind of a thing. Okay, so or else it is going to ask for a collateral for the huge loan that is crossed together. Okay, so but if the organization had registered under this portal, okay, that organization is going to enjoy the loan facility that is without collateral. Okay, that is collateral free loan facility. According to the amendments effect on April 1, 2025. But the thing is, okay, before April 1, 2025, okay, this facility is not being given to this kind of industries or organization. Okay, so only after the new amendment, this special kind of a benefit is being given by Government of India. The Reserve Bank of India has received its priority sector lending guarantees to boost credit flow from MSMEs. See what happens. So there must be an authority which take the complete initiative regarding the lending and collection of loan from to the MSME organization or the companies. Say what happens. Reserve Bank of India is the authority which take the complete initiative for the renewal or the granting of loan for this kind of the organization. The central government also introduce the schemes through budget in 25-26 to expand the availability of the collateral free credit under the Credit Guarantee Fund Trust for micro and small scale enterprises. Okay, it is an initiative of Government of India. Key amendments for priority sectors. Okay, so there is a special amendment that has been passed on 1st April 2025. According to that special amendment, so there are a few extra features that has been given as a benefit to this portal, so that all the organization can get registered under this portal. All MSME loans qualify as PSL, that is priority sector lending. Okay, means when it come in terms of lending a loan, okay, so this sector will be prioritized when it come in terms of a organization. Okay, say for example, okay, so there are 100 organization which is applied for a loan for a banking company, but among this 100 organization, only 10 organization had registered under this Udyam portal. Okay, so if 10 organization had registered under this Udyam portal, this 10 organization only can be prioritized when it comes in terms of loan, that is without any collateral, without any deposit. Okay, so this 10 company will be prioritized. Udyam registration is mandatory. So here what happens, Udyam registration is mandatory. Okay, so to get the loan from the end of the government. Okay, so if any kind of the organization want the loan facility, okay, this Udyam registration is mandatory. Okay, so if it does not want any kind of a loan facility, this is not mandatory. Okay, so if I say, for example, I have an organization, I don't want any kind of a loan kind of a benefit or any kind of the financial benefit from the end of the government. Okay, so no need to register under Udyam portal. Okay, so if I want a benefit from the end of the government, I can register under the Udyam portal, that is MSME portal. Expected MSME classification limits. Okay, so what is the expected MSME classification limits? So as I disclosed in the previous slides, okay, so when it comes in terms of a micro enterprise, small enterprise or the medium enterprise, okay, so initial startup amount will be 2.5 crore and the annual turnover should be less than 10 crore or equivalent to 10 crore rupees. Okay, so initial amount will be 25 crore when it comes in terms of small enterprise, and the annual turnover should be 100 crore, that is less than 100 crore. Okay, here the initial startup capital should be 125 crore when it comes in terms of medium enterprise, and the annual turnover should be less than 500 crore. Only if this kind of the industries or the organization are eligible under these all criteria. Okay, so based on these all criteria, they are going to give the position for the organization and prioritize for the loan according to the benefits. Increased credit limits for the startups. Okay, so the credit limit of the new startup had increased after the new amendment that has been passed on April 1st, 2025. So under the old amendment, that is 2006, okay, so the organization will be benefited only by 30 crore rupees of loan facility for the new startup. Okay, so now it is going to get 50 crore rupees of a loan facility for the new startups. Regional credit incentives. Okay, so the RBI has initiated the different weight system to ensure the banks to lend the underserved regions. Okay, so it also depends upon the geographical location. Okay, so one geographical location with a huge population, that is huge population, one particular geographical with the less population. Okay, so the living standard differs. Okay, so these all things are going to affect the loan to distribute with the low per capita credit receive 125% weightage, while the lending to high credit districts get 90% weightage. Say what happens, it is going to prioritize the low per capita income cities, because the people will be lower income, okay, who are willing to work hard, who are willing to take the initiative, who are willing to give the contribution. So it is going to prioritize 125%, but where there is a high income, it is going to give only 90%. Collateral free loan for the MSME. The Union Budget 2025-26 announced enhanced provision for collateral free loans for the micro and small enterprises under the CGTMSE scheme. Okay, so it is a new scheme that has been amended by Government of India on this year, that is in the month of April. Maximum collateral free loans include. Okay, so what is the criteria when it comes in terms of a maximum collateral free loan? The maximum collateral free loan limit for MSME has been increased from 5 crore to 10 crore. Say what happens? Okay, so earlier under the amendment 2006, okay, they were providing 5 crore rupees of loan without a collateral. Okay, so now they had increased for 10 crore rupees. But if enterprise want more than 10 crore rupees of loan, okay, so it should give any kind of a collateral for the banker. Guarantee cover for the manufacturing MSMEs. For the manufacturing industries, this rule is applicable, only this particular rule. The government initiated a new credit guarantee scheme effective January 29, 2025, specifically for MSMEs in the manufacturing sector needing term loans for the manufacturer and the equipments. Okay, so this special kind of a facility is only provided for the manufacturing unit, not for the service unit. That is a manufacturing company, not for the service-based company. So, and also regarding the coverage, okay, so it is going to give the coverage up to 60%, okay, so for 100 crore rupees of loan, okay, so it is going to give the coverage of 60%. And regarding the terms, loans up to 50 crore can have the repayment period up to 8 years, okay, so if they take the loan up to 50 crore rupees, okay, so the recovery period or tenure will be given up to 8 years, including 2-year moratorium. Boost for startup, okay, so earlier they were lending the loan for a new startup, that is 10 crore rupees of loan, and right now they are going to facilitate under the new amendment, that is 20 crore. Please don't get confused between the earlier statement and this statement, okay, so whatever the thing that we are going through is collateral free loan without collateral, okay, if they want the loan without collateral, so these are the criteria. Support for the exporter, okay, so the one who is going to export the goods and the services, okay, as I said, this act is mainly focused on the exported goods, okay, so the goods that is being exported from our country, because if we support the industries to export the goods, okay, so it is economic generation from the foreign countries to our country, okay, so we can see a number of developed countries like America, China, Japan, okay, so what is the reason? Because it is going to export maximum number of the product to the foreign country, okay, so this is a way. Term loan coverage up to 20 crore is offered for well-maintained export MSMEs. Okay, so there are a number of enterprises which keep on exporting the commodities from our country to the foreign country. Okay, if there is a proper, without any complaint, okay, export keep happening from time to time. Okay, so 20 crore rupees of loan can be given from the end of the bank. Okay, so there are a number of other schemes that has been amended by the government. Okay, so Mudra Yojana, okay, so continues to offer the collateral free loans up to 20 lakh non-corporate, non-farm, micro small enterprises. Okay, we can see a number of unemployment condition in our country. By looking at this condition, the government of India is going to provide Mudra loan. This is a special kind of loan that has been provided from the government of India. It can be provided for any kind of the individual with a greater plan, okay, up to 20 lakh rupees. Earlier it was 10 lakh rupees, so now it had extended up to 20 lakh rupees to establish any kind of the enterprise, whether it is a product sector or whether it is a service sector. Micro enterprise card. So micro enterprise card is a kind of a special facility that has been provided by government of India. Okay, so the companies which is been registered under Udyam portal, okay, so is been facilitated by the 5 lakh rupees as a working capital from the end of the government. Moving forward, MSME, Samadhan, Samarth and Champions. Okay, so these are all the three things or the three category of things that has been established by the government of India. MSME, Samadhan, Samarth and Champions are the three key initiatives by the India's Ministry of Micro, Small and the Medium Enterprises to support and empower the sector. Okay, so it has been classified into Samadhan, Samarth and Champions. Okay, so there is a separate rules and regulations when it comes in terms of Samadhan. MSME Samadhan. So firstly we shall go with the MSME Samadhan. MSME Samadhan is an online portal for monitoring and resolving a delayed payment to micro and the small enterprises. So if any kind of the payment that has been delayed, okay, so they can go through this portal. It governed by the micro and the small enterprises facilitation council, that is MESEFC, which settles payment disputes. So it is going to sort out the payment dispute that is going to happen between the enterprises. Objective, the main objective is this Samadhan to enable MSMEs to file cases online against the buyers who have delayed the payment and take their status. Okay, so what happens? So I had registered under Udyam portal. Okay, so I had given the product or the service as a credit to any kind of a enterprise. Okay, so what happens, they make delay when it come in terms of payment. A standard time of 45 days is been given by Government of India, but if they make delay more than 45 days, so I should register under this Samadhan portal. So what happens, so after registering under this portal, I have to file the complaint with the bill amount and the credit thing that has been given, bills of exchange. Okay, so given to the enterprises. Okay, say what happens, so if we register under this portal, the government is going to take back the amount that has been lent by the enterprises. How exactly the process is going to happen? The MSME can be file claim on the portal against the buyer for delayed payment. Okay, so this is the actual process. If there is any kind of a delay payment is going to happen between the enterprises or the any kind of the business, okay, they can register under this portal. The application is automatically formulated to relevant. Okay, so to the relevant MSEFC means that is the authority that is going to take the initiative of taking back the money that has been in the hold. If a buyer defaults on payment beyond 45 days, they are liable for take compound interest on 3 times that the bank set by the Reserve Bank of India. So this authority is been undertaken by the Government of India. If any kind of enterprise make a delay of payment of more than 45 days, a standard 45 days is a time limit that has been given by Government of India. If it is more than 45 days, okay, so special kind of action can be taken by the Government of India. Okay, so there is a special key feature about this Samadhan. Key feature, it is a legal backing. The process is legally supported by the Msme Act 2006. Okay, so it is legally supported by the Government of India under the guidance of Reserve Bank of India. Transparency. So here, if any kind of the thing that has been complaint that has been raised by the companies, okay, so that complaint must be transparently disclosed completely to the people. Case tracking. MSME can easily check the status of their filed cases online. So it keep on checking whatever the mistake that is going to happen. Again, regarding the Samarth. Samarth is a special enterprise. So here it is a Samadhan. Okay, so it is the first thing that is happened. Okay, the second thing is Samarth. Samarth is a special initiative to promote entrepreneurship among the women by offering them skill development and market ascertainance. Okay, so it was launched by the Ministry of MSME on International Women's Day 2022. Before 2022, this scheme was not prioritized the women entrepreneurs. Okay, so after the introduction of this Samarth, okay, so it had given the priority to the women entrepreneurs to provide training and market access to the women, empowering them to become self-reliant. Key provisions under this Samarth is skill development. So it receives 20% of the seats for the women. Free skill development programs organized by the ministry. Okay, so it is going to give the reservation of 20% for the women entrepreneurs. Market access, 20% of the MSME business delegations sent to domestic and the international exhibitions and deducted by the women owned, providing them with the marketing opportunities. Okay, so it is going to prioritize 20% of the women entrepreneurs. And financial support. Okay, so the organization, that is 20% of the organization which has been registered under this MSME portal, will be having a financial benefit from the end of the bank. Registration drive. A special drive for the registration women owned MSME under the Udyam registration is part of the initiative. Moving forward, key aspects of skill development initiatives. So here this act also take the initiative of a certain skill development initiative from the Government of India, that is identifying skill gaps. Okay, so it is going with the survey of population. Okay, so by recognizing the skills of the people, okay, so based on that recognition, it is going to give the skill development programs, industry relevant training. Okay, so it also provide the industry relevant training, whether it is a product based company, whether it is a service based company. Based on the industry, it is going to give the special kind of a training facility from the end of the government. Adaptability and the continuous learning. Okay, so there are certain things that should be adopted, and there must be a policy of continuous learning under this scheme that will be prioritized. Inclusive access. So there is a inclusive access towards the registration portal. Okay, so mutually recognition of the prior learning. Okay, so here they are going to recognize the prior learning, or they are going to give the priority for the people who are going to prior learning. Effective delivery mechanism. Okay, so the delivery aspect is going to happen effectively, so effectiveness matters a lot. Monitoring and evaluation. Okay, so it keep on always monitoring the things, the transactions, whatever the things which is going to happen, and also it can keep evaluating from time to time. Key aspects of cluster development initiative. So there are certain key aspects, or the key development thing that has been listed according to the government of India. Geographical concentration. Say what happens, the economic condition, the financial stability, the living standard of one geographical location is different when compared to another geographical location. It differs from one geographical location to another geographical location. Common challenges and opportunities. Okay, so it's about the common challenges and the opportunities that is being faced by the entrepreneurs in his business. Collaboration and networking. Okay, so as I said while explaining, it has been collaborated with artificial intelligence, cloud computing, with e-learning. Common facility centers. Okay, the common facility center is being located in every state for as per the convenience of the industries and the organization. Stakeholders engagement. Okay, it keep on engaging the stakeholders so that if they can maintain a good relationship with the stakeholders. Market access and the competitiveness. So it is going to support the market access and the competitiveness and the compatibility of the organization. Based implementation. Okay, so here it is going to implement pace wise, one after the other. For example, there is a micro organization. Okay, so it will be transformed into small organization and medium. Okay, so it is a way how it can be transferred. Financial support. So it is a main criteria that has been given by the government sector. Synergy between the skill and the cluster development. So these are the synergies or the criteria that you must consider. Targeted training. Okay, so it is going to facilitate the target areas. Okay, whether it is a product sector or a service sector, for the development or the recovery of unemployment people. Enhanced productivity. So it keep increasing the productivity from time to time. Innovation ecosystem. Okay, so it keep on innovating. The business environment is in dynamic in nature, keep on changing from one generation to another. Targeted trading. Okay, say what happens. Okay, so it is going to train the targeted group of people. Okay, so who are underserved by the bankers. Enhanced productivity. Okay, so it is going to give the productivity, increase the productivity. Innovation and the ecosystem. Okay, so by this innovation, the ecosystem can become stronger. Technology assistance schemes. Okay, this MSME championship scheme is being collaborated or conducted by merging 6 components. That components are MSME sustainable, MSME competitive, MSME innovation, and MSME digital. Okay, so these are all the criteria that we consider for the consideration. Moving forward, credit linked capital subsidy scheme for technology. So this scheme has been introduced only for the upgradation of the technology, a special kind of the loan facility that has been facilitated by the government of India only for the upgradation of the technology for the micro, small, and medium enterprises. So here assistance, it provides 15% of upfront subsidy on institutional credit up to 1 crore rupees. Means 15% of the subsidy up to 1 crore means for 1 crore rupees, there is 15 lakh rupees of subsidy. If they take the loan of 1 crore rupees, okay, so they take the subsidy, they give the subsidy of 15%, that is 15 lakh rupees. Objective to enhance the induction of well established and proven technologies in the specific sectors, including the product and service sectors, so that all the sector can be equally served by the government. Technology and the quality upgradation supports scheme help in MSMEs adopt energy efficient technologies and obtain quality certifications to enhance their competitive. So these are the competitiveness how the technology can get updated for the assistance. MSME technology centers, the Ministry of MSME establishes and upgrades these centers for provide the technological incubation and advisory support along with the skill development. Assistance, it's support for the manufacturing and dice or any kind of the small and the medium kind of the organization or the business. Key infrastructure assistance schemes for MSME include micro and small enterprises clear development program, that is MESC scheme of fund for registration of traditional industries, that is SFURTI, and lastly the scheme for promotion of innovation, rural industries and entrepreneurship, that is ASPIRRE. Okay, so here this last one focus on ASPIRE, focus on the rural areas, that is rural industries, and secondly traditional industries, that is SFURTI, and thirdly the cluster development program for all the kinds of the medium and the small scale industries. Thank you.